Decluttering is a task many of us know we should be doing, but often find overwhelming. Whether it's a drawer full of knick-knacks, a closet bursting at the seams, or a garage that hasn't housed a car in years, the sheer volume of our belongings can make it hard to know where to start. Yet there's something incredibly satisfying about a well-organized, clutter-free space. Not only does it look better, but it also feels better. You're more relaxed, more focused, and more at ease in your environment. However, letting go of items can be emotionally challenging. Sentimental items, the fear of needing something later, or the guilt of waste can all contribute to our reluctance to part with our possessions. This is where time capsule decluttering comes in. A gentle, psychologically supportive method that allows you to declutter without the anxiety of permanent loss. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I blog and make videos about cleaning, decluttering, and organizing. You can find my free printables to help you get organized in the drop-down menu under the printables category over at dmiddleton.com. So what is time capsule decluttering? Time capsule decluttering is a method that combines the principles of decluttering with the concept of a time capsule. The idea is simple. Instead of immediately deciding whether to keep or discard an item, you place it in a box, date the box, and store it away for a set period, typically 6 months to a year. If after that you haven't needed or wanted anything from the box, it's a strong sign that you can let it go. This method offers a unique approach to decluttering by providing you a safety net. You don't have to make a final decision on items right away, which alleviates some of the stress and anxiety associated with decluttering. It's particularly useful for items that you're on the fence about, things you don't use but are often not quite ready to part with. The beauty of time capsule decluttering lies in its simplicity and flexibility. You can use it for just about anything: clothes, books, kitchen gadgets, sentimental items, and more. It's a way to declutter at your own pace without feeling rushed or pressured, and with the reassurance that nothing is permanently gone until you're truly ready to let it go. Here's my step-by-step guide for time capsule decluttering. If you're ready to try time capsule decluttering, here's a detailed guide to help you through the process. Step 1, you're going to gather supplies. Before you begin, make sure you have everything you need to create your own time capsule boxes. Here's what you'll need. Boxes. I like sturdy cardboard boxes, or any boxes with lids are ideal. Choose sizes that fit the items you plan to store. Next, you'll need markers and labels. Permanent markers or adhesive labels will help you clearly mark each box. And also, you'll need some storage space. Identify a place in your home where you can store these boxes out of sight, like a closet, attic, or garage. Choosing the right storage location is important. You want the boxes to be accessible enough to retrieve if needed, but not so visible that they become a daily reminder of what's inside. The goal is to create some psychological distance between you and these items so you can assess their true value over time. Step 2, you'll need to identify the items you're going to put in your time capsule declutter box. So next, you'll start sorting through your belongings and identify items that you're unsure about. These are the things that you don't use regularly but aren't quite ready to part with either. As you go through your things, ask yourself the following questions. When was the last time I used this? If I didn't have this, would I miss it? Does the item have a specific purpose or use in my life? Am I keeping this out of guilt, obligation, or sentimentality? These questions can help you separate items that truly add value to your life from those that are merely taking up space. Once you've identified the items, place them in your time capsule declutter box. Step 3, date and label your box. Now that your items are in the box, it's time to date and label it. This step is crucial because it gives you the set timeline for when you'll revisit the box. Use a permanent marker and write the date on the box, including a label that says something like "Open on a certain date" or "Do not open till a certain date." The date you choose can vary depending on your comfort level, but a good starting point is 6 months to a year. This gives you enough time to live without the items to see if they're truly necessary. Step 4 is to store the box. Once your box is dated and labeled, it's time to store it. Find a spot within your home where the box can stay out of sight, but is still accessible if you need to retrieve something. The idea is to put some physical and mental distance between you and these items, which can help you assess their true importance in your life. Out of sight, out of mind is key here. The more you can mentally separate yourself from these items, the easier it will be to let go when the time comes. Step 5 is the waiting period. The waiting period is both the simplest and the most challenging part of time capsule decluttering. During this time, you'll need to resist the urge to open the box and retrieve the items. If you find yourself needing something from the box, that's okay. Just be mindful of how often this happens and what the items are. To help you stay focused, consider tackling other decluttering projects in your home. This will keep your momentum going and prevent you from fixating on your time capsule box. And finally, step 6 is opening the box. When that designated time arrives, it's time to open the box. Now you should have some clarity on what items you actually missed and what you've forgotten about completely. As you go through the box, ask yourself, did I need or think about this item during my waiting period? Does it still serve a purpose in my life? Would I have regretted not having this item? Based on your answers, decide whether to keep, donate, or discard each item. You'll find that many of the items can be let go without hesitation. For the ones you still feel attached to, consider whether they add value to your life or if they're just taking up space. There are some psychological benefits to time capsule decluttering. Time capsule decluttering isn't just about getting rid of stuff, it's also about addressing the emotional and psychological aspects of decluttering. Here's how it can benefit you mentally and emotionally. Number 1, it reduces decision fatigue. One of the biggest challenges of decluttering is the sheer number of decisions you have to make. Should I keep this? Should I toss it? Will I need it later? Time capsule decluttering reduces decision fatigue by allowing you to defer those decisions for a set period of time. Instead of having to make a final choice in the moment, you can temporarily set aside items and revisit them later with a clearer mind. Another benefit is that it eases the emotional burden of letting go. Letting go of items can be emotionally taxing, especially if they hold sentimental value. Time capsule decluttering provides a safety net that makes it easier to part with these items. By giving yourself permission to keep the items for a little while longer, you can gradually ease into the idea of letting them go. This type of decluttering also provides clarity and perspective over time. Time has a way of providing clarity. What seems essential or emotionally charged in the moment may feel less important after a few months. Time capsule decluttering allows you to gain perspective on your belongings, helping you to distinguish between what's truly valuable and what's merely clutter. Here are some common mistakes to avoid. While time capsule decluttering is a straightforward and effective method, there are a few common mistakes you'll want to avoid. Mistake number 1 is waiting too long to revisit the box. One of the key aspects of time capsule decluttering is setting a specific timeline for when you plan to revisit the box. If you wait too long, the box can just become another piece of clutter. Stick to the timeline you set and make it a priority to open the box when the time comes. Mistake number 2, storing too many items in the time capsule. It can be tempting to put a lot of items in your time capsule box, but this can defeat the purpose of the method. The goal is to focus on items that you're unsure about, not to use your box as a catch-all for everything that you're hesitant to declutter. So be selective about what goes into the box. Mistake number 3 is failing to properly label and date the box. It's important to clearly date and label your time capsule box so you know exactly when to open it. Without proper labeling, you might forget about the box altogether or lose track of what's inside. So take the time to clearly set a reminder for when to revisit it. Mistake number 4 is letting that box sit indefinitely. The time capsule box is meant to be a temporary solution, not a permanent storage method. Once your designated time period is passed, it's important to follow through and open the box. Letting it sit indefinitely defeats the purpose of the method and can lead to more clutter. Time capsule decluttering is a powerful and flexible method for decluttering with the emotional and psychological challenges of decluttering. By giving yourself time to step back and evaluate your belongings, you can make more informed decisions about what truly adds value to your life. Whether you're dealing with clothes, sentimental items, or digital clutter, this method provides a safety net that makes the process less daunting and more manageable. As you embark on your decluttering journey, remember that the goal isn't just to get rid of things, but it's to create a home that reflects your true needs and values. Time capsule decluttering is just one tool in your organizing toolkit, but it's a valuable one that can help you achieve a more organized, stress-free, and fulfilling life. So go ahead and give it a try and see how this simple yet effective method can transform your home and your mindset. Thanks for watching.